You've already decided if you like me. Took you about 5 seconds. Same with your boss, your coworkers, that person you went on a date with last week. But here's what's crazy: you have no idea what you're actually reacting to. And once you understand it, you'll never see people the same way again. Here's the truth: personality is the invisible force running your entire life. It's why you dread Monday meetings while your coworker volunteers to lead them. Why your friend has 50 plans this weekend while you're guarding your alone time like it's gold. And here's the part nobody talks about: once you understand your personality, you stop trying to be someone else and start using what you've actually got. Let me show you how. Okay, real talk for a second. I spent years thinking something was wrong with me. Everyone around me loved networking events, happy hours, group projects, and I'd rather eat glass. I'd show up, force myself to be social, go home exhausted, and think, why can't I just be normal? Then I learned about personality types, specifically introversion, and everything clicked. I wasn't broken. I wasn't antisocial. My brain literally recharges differently. That one realization changed my entire life: my career choices, my relationships, how I spend my weekends. Everything. And that's what I want for you. So let me break down the one personality system that actually matters. Alright, forget everything you've heard about personality tests. There's one model that psychologists actually agree on, and it's called the Big Five. It measures everyone across 5 dimensions, and you fall somewhere on the spectrum for each one. Here's what that looks like in real life. Dimension 1, openness. This is about how you approach new experiences. Are you the person who orders the same thing at every restaurant, or are you trying the weird fusion place that just opened? High openness. You're booking flights to countries you can't pronounce, reading philosophy at 2 a.m., saying yes to things that scare you. Low openness. You've got your favorite coffee order, your trusted routine, and honestly, that predictability makes you happy. Real example: 2 friends planning a vacation. High openness picks Iceland, let's chase waterfalls and maybe see the northern lights. Low openness picks that beach resort they went to last year, we know it's good, why risk it? Neither's wrong. They just operate differently. Dimension 2, conscientiousness. This is how organized and disciplined you are. And listen, this one affects everything: your career, your relationships, even how people see you. High conscientiousness? Your calendar's color-coded, you've never missed a deadline, your apartment actually looks like the after picture. Low conscientiousness? You thrive in chaos, you work best under pressure, and that pile of laundry has been there for 3 weeks. Here's the thing: high conscientiousness people get promoted because they're reliable. Low conscientiousness people often bring the most creative solutions because they're not trapped in systems. Real example: group project at work. High conscientiousness person sends the outline by Monday, follows up twice, has backup plans. Low conscientiousness person hasn't started but will absolutely pull an all-nighter and somehow deliver something brilliant at 6 a.m. Dimension 3, extraversion. This is the big one everyone knows, but most people get it wrong. It's not about being shy or outgoing. It's about where you get your energy. Extroverts recharge around people. Introverts recharge alone. After a long week, the extrovert wants to go out and see friends. The introvert wants their couch, their book, their silence. And here's what blew my mind: you can be an introvert who's great at public speaking. It's not about what you can do, it's about what drains you versus what fills you up. Real example: Friday night. Extrovert's phone is blowing up with plans, they're texting 5 group chats, they're alive. Introvert sees those texts and thinks, I love you all, but absolutely not. Same people, totally different needs. Dimension 4, agreeableness. How much do you prioritize harmony versus being right? This one affects every single relationship you have. High agreeableness. You're the peacemaker. You apologize even when it's not your fault. You'd rather let it go than start conflict. And if you're high in agreeableness, you've probably said yes to things that made you miserable just to keep the peace. That's not being nice, that's abandoning yourself. Low agreeableness? You're direct, you debate, you're not afraid to say what everyone's thinking. And you've probably been called difficult or too blunt your whole life, but you're not. You just value honesty over comfort. Both have strengths. High agreeableness people build amazing teams and friendships. Low agreeableness people push boundaries and don't let bad ideas slide. Real example, meeting at work, someone suggests a terrible plan. High agreeableness person, I think that could work, maybe we could also consider. Low agreeableness person, that's not going to work, here's why. Same thought, totally different delivery. Dimension 5, neuroticism. This is about emotional stability, how you handle stress, setbacks, uncertainty. Now, this one has the worst name. Neuroticism sounds like an insult, but it's actually just emotional intensity. And honestly, some of the most empathetic, aware people I know score high here. High neuroticism? You worry about things before they happen. You replay conversations. A small setback feels massive. But you're also deeply empathetic and you catch problems early because you're always thinking ahead. Low neuroticism? You're chill. Crisis happens, you handle it. You don't lose sleep over much. But sometimes you miss warning signs because you're so relaxed. Real example, flight gets cancelled. High neuroticism person is already catastrophizing, we'll miss the connection, the hotel will give away our room, the whole trip is ruined. Low neuroticism person, we'll figure it out. Same situation, wildly different internal experience. The mind-blown moment. Here's what changed everything for me. Once I understood I was high in introversion and high in conscientiousness, I stopped trying to be the spontaneous, social person I thought I should be. I stopped saying yes to every social event. I built my career around deep work instead of networking. I found a partner who gets that I need quiet time. And I stopped apologizing for it. And my life got so much better. Because here's the secret. When you understand your personality, you stop fighting yourself. You build a life that actually fits instead of trying to fit into someone else's life. That's the unlock. Now, quick side note, there are other personality systems out there. You've probably heard of Myers-Briggs, the 16 types like INFJ or ENTP. There's type A versus type B. There's even ancient stuff like the 4 temperaments. They're all interesting, and if you want me to do deep dives on those, let me know in the comments. But the Big 5 is the one backed by decades of research, and honestly, it's the one that's helped me the most. So that's where I'd start. Look, here's what I need you to hear. Your introversion isn't awkwardness, it's depth. Your conscientiousness isn't being uptight, it's being reliable. Your sensitivity isn't weakness, it's awareness. Whatever your personality is, it's not wrong. It's not too much. It's not enough. It's yours. And the problem isn't your personality. The problem is that nobody taught you how to use it. So stop trying to be someone you're not. Stop beating yourself up for not fitting a mold you were never supposed to fit. Instead, figure out who you actually are, lean into those strengths, and build a life around that. Because the world doesn't need another copy of someone else. It needs the real you, operating at full power. And that starts with understanding this. Alright, if this clicked for you, hit that like button, it genuinely helps more people find this. And subscribe because I make videos like this every week to help you understand yourself better. And real quick, based on what we talked about, are you high or low in extraversion? Drop it in the comments. I'm curious what kind of people are watching this. Are we all introverts hiding out on YouTube, or do we have some extroverts in here? Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Now go be yourself.